Okay, all of the sections so far here in this part have been leading us up to this section, finding equations of lines. And so in this part we are going to be looking at, these are our outcomes. We want to find an equation given this, find an equation, find an equation, find an equation. I'm not sure if we'll get to any applied problems, but they'll be similar to questions, these ones. But every time what we're looking for is find an equation of line, find an equation, find an equation. With all of these, and here's examples of each of them, where if they give you a slope and a y-intercept, or a slope and a point, or 2 points, or a point and it's parallel to another line, in all cases what we're looking for a linear function are two things. We want slope and we want y-intercept. Those are our things. Sometimes they give that to us. These first two, it's there already. Sometimes they don't, so I have to find it. But these are the two guys that I am looking for. So we'll go through each of these four examples and just show you the little tricks or the tools that you can use in order to find them and then give the equation for the line. So the first one's a nice easy one. It says if I'm looking for the equation of a line, I didn't write the thing in here, but it's find the equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 5. Well, if they give me the slope and they give me my y-intercept, simply plug those into my normal equation. So my normal equation is y equals mx plus b. That's the standard equation for a linear function. So all I'm going to do is plug in whatever my slope was, 2, wherever the m is, 2x, and then my b is 5, so plus 5. So there I have the equation of the line that has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 5. Gotta like that kind of question. Let's try the next one. Might be a little bit more work. This one says, here's a slope, but they don't tell me the y-intercept. All they do is they gave me a point. So in this case, what I could do is I could use my slope formula, and from the slope formula figure out another point, or I could figure out, I'm not sure if I could use that slope formula. I could maybe play with it a little bit. At any rate, what I'm looking for, what I don't have, is I don't have the y-intercept. So there's an equation that has been derived from the slope formula, which can help me figure out what the y-intercept is. And notice that there's no y-intercept here, but once I solve this or simplify this equation, once I've plugged some numbers in, you'll find that you will find your y-intercept. So I use this point slope equation, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. The only places I plug things in are here, and those are for my point, my x and my y value of my point, x and y value of the point, and my slope. Notice I don't touch this x or that y. I just leave them, and they'll be part of my equation at the end. All right, so let's try it. So I go y minus, the y value of my point is this always a second one, so it's a negative 5, as equal to the slope, I know the slope is 3, times x, I leave this one alone, minus my x value is a 2. Notice when I plug this one in, there were two negatives there, and I put this one in brackets. That hopefully will help me when I go to simplify, that I don't have to fight with negative signs. All right, so let's simplify. Y minus a negative, those cancel to be a plus, equals, on this side, let's use the distributive property, so it'd be 3x minus 6. Now I have the equation looking pretty good, except I have to get it y equals mx plus b. I'm close, I just need to get rid of this 5. So let's subtract 5 on both sides. So negative 6 subtract 5 will be negative 11. If you need to write that subtract 5 out, like minus 5 and minus 5, just to help you so you don't mess up your negatives, go ahead and do that. So now I have the equation in the right format. And the question was, find the equation of the line that has this as the slope and this as a point. And all I did was I used this formula, plugged in an x and a y value for a point and the slope, and as I simplified it, I came down to this equation right there. So I know my slope is 3. I guess I knew that from the start. But now I also know that my y-intercept is negative 11. Okay, so I have here's my equation of the line, and it's giving me a slope of 3, y-intercept of negative 11. Let's try another slightly different variation. This time they're giving me, it says, the question is, find the equation of a line that passes through these 2 points. That's the question. So this time they give me 2 points. Remember, what I'm trying to get is a slope and a y-intercept. From these points, I don't have either of those, but I've got some tools that I can use. One of them is my slope formula. So slope is equal to, oh, hold on, let's get our x's and y's arranged here. Let's call this x1, y1, and this one x2, y2. I like writing those down just so it takes guesswork out of it and gets rid of simple mistakes. So y2 is a 6 minus y1 is a negative 1. See how I might get tripped up with those negatives there? Good to put them in brackets so I don't mess up there. x2 is a 2 minus x1 is a 3. Alright, so 6 minus a negative 1 is 6 plus 1, or 7. 2 minus 3 is a negative 1. So the slope of a line that passes through these 2 points is 7 over negative 1, or simply negative 7. Okay, so I have my slope. Now I need to get my y-intercept. Well, we just saw on the last page that I could use this slope-intercept form, or this point-slope form, in order to find the y-intercept. So let's use that. Okay, so I've got y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And remember, I only plug in stuff here, here, and here. Okay, so y minus. The y value, oh, I've got 2 y values. Which one do I use? Turns out that it doesn't matter. You can use either of them, and you might want to try both of them and make sure you get the same answer. Let's use this one. Y minus a negative 1 is equal to the slope, negative 7, times x minus the x value, a 3. So now I need to simplify that. Y minus a negative 1, that'll be y plus 1. Distributive property, negative 7x plus 21. Not in the right format yet. I have to subtract 1 on both sides. So I get y equals negative 7x. 21 minus 1 is 20. Now I've got it in the right format. My slope is negative 7, as I knew, and my y-intercept is positive 20. So that's how I can find the equation of a line if I'm given 2 points that it crosses through. Find the slope first, then use my slope-intercept formula. Lastly, sometimes they'll give us this as some of the characteristics of the line, and they want to find the equation. So find the equation of the line, given that it's parallel to this line and it contains this point. Well, if it's parallel to this line, the word parallel means that the slopes are the same. So what I need to do is figure out what the slope of this line is. Once I know what the slope of that line is, then I'll have a slope, I have a point, away I go with this formula. I'm getting good at that now. So let's just rearrange this. Remember, the y has to stay on the left side, and let's subtract 2x from each side. And since this is minus 6, I'll add 6 to both sides. Again, if you have trouble going from here to here, ask your instructor and get some practice on doing that. Divide everything by 3, y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. So what I'm getting from this is that my line is parallel to this one. So being parallel, this negative 2/3 is the piece that I want. I don't care about that because my line, it's parallel to this one. It doesn't have the same y-intercept. So this information over here I don't care about, but this one I do care about. So remember I was looking for the slope and the y-intercept. I now have my slope. My slope is negative 2/3 because my line is parallel to this one. If it's parallel, the slopes have to be the same. So last thing I need to figure out is figure out what my slope is. And to do that, I can use this slope-intercept formula. And we've already done that twice. I'm not going to repeat doing that. It's the same thing. It'd be y minus the y value. Here they gave me a point, so the y value is 5. The slope, negative 2/3. X minus the x value is 3. Okay, use distributive property, multiply this through, move the 5 over to the other side, and get it so it looks like this equation. So those are 4 scenarios that you might be asked about in order to find the equation of a line. All the time what we're looking for is an m and a b. If they give those to us right off the bat, easy. Just plug the numbers in. Sometimes though they'll give us 2 points. Maybe sometimes they'll give us the slope and they'll give us a point. Sometimes they'll give us that it's parallel or perpendicular to a line, and they'll also give us a point. So in all 4 of those characteristics, we need to be able to use the tools that we have in order to find the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, hope that helps. Again, holler at your instructor if you have